Okay, good morning, class. Today we're looking at financial maths. So with you guys, we're going to do the examples as well as the odd numbers of this chapter. Look at the whole chapter. So at this point, you guys have done exercise 11.1 already. So I'm just going to do the recording of the examples here. So we are told that money borrowed from a bank or any other financial institution must be paid back together with an interest. They wouldn't do it for cheap, okay, and for free. Interest is a cost of borrowing money and is usually calculated as a percentage of money borrowed. Interest is also paid on the savings and investments. Alright. Well, this color. Simple interest is calculated, so we're looking at simple interest. Simple interest is calculated as a percentage per annum of the total amount borrowed, and the amount of interest charged is the same each year. The annual interest rate remains the same. Then we are told that the simple interest formula, as we were exposed to in grade 8, 9 and 10. Okay, is A is equal to P into 1 plus I times N, where P is the borrowed amount, I is your interest rate per annum, N is your number of years for which the money is invested or borrowed. A is accumulated amount, which includes your principal together with your interest. People are looking at the first example. The first example is on page
366.
Example 366. So here we are told that now lady deposits 20,000 to a savings account. The interest paid on the savings is 9% per annum simple interest. So now we must use the simple interest formula. A is equal to P into 1 plus I times N. What's your P value? 20,000 into 1 plus I, 0.09 to the exponent times, N, which is 7 years. You agree with that? Oops. It will simply be 20,000 into 1 plus 0.09 and another way multiplied by 0. Gives you 32,600. The question says calculate the amount in the savings account at the end of 7 years, 32,600. How much of that 32,600 is interest? 12,600, because of the 32,600 is inclusive of the 200,000. Alright? Let's look at the next example. This is example 2, is it on the same page?
No, sir, 367.
367. However, the exercise 11.1 is on page
369. So it was 369. The exercise.
Okay. If you look at example 2, Sam borrows 9,000 to buy a fridge and he pays the loan over 4 years with equal monthly repayments. The interest charge is 15% per annum simple interest on the total amount of the loan over 4 years. Calculate the total amount of money, including the interest that must be paid or must be repaid over 4 years. So my formula is A is equal to P into 1 plus I times N. What's your P value? 9,000. So 9,000 into 1 plus I, 0.15 times 4. So that gives us 9,000 into 1 plus 0.15 times 4. Gives you 14,400. Okay. So that's inclusive of the interest. The money, the monthly repayments to work out your monthly repayment. Your monthly installment is simply going to be A over N times 12, because that's monthly. If it's quarterly payments, going to times 4. Okay, it was dailies times 365. So that would simply be 14,400 divided by, let me just check something. And by 4 years with equal monthly payments. So it's going to be 12 times, and how many years is that for? 4 years. Are you all okay with that? That is that answer, which is 14,400 over 12 times 4. Let's just say 48. Excuse me, 300 rand per month. Is that correct? Okay. Any confusion here? Okay. So let's carry on. Compound interest. So compound interest is also on the same page, no? Here we are told that compound interest is calculated on the amount in the account at the end of each compounding period. The amount comes from the principal amount together with the interest earned at the end of each period. Compound interest formula is A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the exponent in. This formula we're dealing with in grade 9 and 10. Okay, or mainly grade 10. Where P is the amount borrowed or invested and is called the principal amount. I is your interest rate per annum. And then N is the number of years in which the money is invested or borrowed. A is the accumulated amount, which includes the principal together with the interest earned. Okay, so let's go. So now we are told that Naledi deposits. Was Naledi in example 1 as well?
Yes, sir.
Naledi got a lot of money. Okay. I would like to know Naledi better. Naledi deposits 20,000 rand into the savings account. The time the interest paid on the savings is 9%. Compound interest, and the interest is compounded annually. Calculate the total amount in the savings account at the end of 7 years. People, the compound formula, A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the exponent N. So you have 20,000 rand into 1 plus I to 0.09 to the exponent 7. I think the parameters was the same, no? 7 years and same amount. So let's see which year. And the same interest rate as well, correct? So let's see who's going to give you a better interest rate, a better return. So the rates are the same. So in this case, she's getting 36,560 rand and 78 cents. So which one is giving you a better return? In the first case, this, I think you got the 32,000 or something. Yeah, 32,000. Can you see that? Opposed to or compared to 36,560 rand. So this is a whole 4,560 rand extra. Can you see, people? So same conditions. It is just one is simple and the other one is compound. So you'll see that the compound gives you a better return. Okay. Both is correct. Right. Note. You see what they try to tell us here? Here they tell that you will notice if you come over there, they did the same. It's on example 1 and 3 that the accumulated amount is much higher when the interest is compounded. In the case of simple interest, the interest earned each year is the same as it calculates at 9% per annum, 9% of 20,000. In the case of compound interest, the amount earned in interest increases every year because at the end of each year, the interest is added to the original savings. So in the end of the first year, whatever the interest is of the first year gets added to the principal, and then together it becomes the principal of the second year. Okay, so it's exponential growth here. Okay. In the case of compound interest, the amount earned in interest increases every year because of the and because at the end of each year the interest is added to the original savings, and you will be earning interest on interest that has been added to the capital. That's why the rich becomes richer, the poor becomes poorer. No? Islamic countries, they give you an interest-free loan. There is no interest on that. That's why they killed Gaddafi. No? Those of you who don't know, go check it out. Gaddafi? No, Mrs. Gaddafi, no. Gaddafi. He was one of the African leaders. Yes. 360? 8. That's the only thing I know about history, okay? So I don't know much. Well, I could be wrong. Americans might have tell you they killed him for some other reason. Right, but anyway, we are told in example 4 on page 368, 100,000 is deposited into a savings account for 12 years. You see, they're not saying a teacher deposits 100. No. No, teachers don't have that. Who of you want to become teachers? All of you. Okay. Remember, 100,000 is deposited in a savings account for 12 years. Calculate the total amount accumulated in the savings account at the end of this period for each of the following cases. The interest is 11.5% per annum simple interest. So we use the simple interest formula. A is equal to P into 1 plus I times N. So your P value is 100,000 into 1 plus I, which is 11,5 over 100. Not so. Which is the same as 0,115 multiplied by. For how many years is this going to be? 12 years. So let's go with that. It's going to be 100,000 into 1 plus 0,115 times 12. Why am I always going with it? Gives you 238,000. Is that correct? 238,000 rand. So this person earns 138,000 rand of interest over 7 years of that interest rate. Okay. B, 11.5% per annum compound interest, compounded annually. So let's go with that formula. Let me put P in blue. So it's a compound formula, so A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the exponent n, which is 100,000 into 1 plus I, which is 0,115 to the exponent 7. How do I get this, people? I divide this by 100. Not so. I divide the interest rate by 100. Okay. If you're that kind of girl that want to put it over 100, no problem. Okay, no blame on you. So let's go. Delete this to the exponent 12. Gives you 369,000. Yeah, 69,231 rand and 21 cents. Okay. So this person is earning 269,231 rand and 21 cents in interest. You do better things with investing your money like this. Do it in charity. If you know no charitable people, you bring your money to me. There's a good use for your money. Right, so we're going to go straight into calculation of interest rates. Okay.